Body count. Let's talk about it. So, a lot of people like to make a big stink about body count. Um, and I think that's kind of foolish. I think that's kind of dumb. I think it's a waste of time, a waste of energy, right? Because at the end of the day, my main point with this video is body count is subjective, right? Like what you care about only really matters to you. I was thinking about this because just in the shower, I was like, what would I do if I was dating a girl and then I find out she has like 20 bodies? And I was like, dang, that seems like a lot to me. But sometimes on the internet and just like in just general discussion, people will talk about like 300s as being high instead of 20. People will be like, oh, 20 is about average, right? But that made me realize like it really depends, 300 is, of course, like, that's pretty crazy, right? 300 people, right? That's kind of crazy. But even to me, 20 is high. Maybe that's just because I'm young, because I'm 18, and I'm also terribly chopped. But 20 seems high as freak. Now, again, of course, I should probably preface this. I have about 180 bodies. You know how how I be. I be out there. I'll be out and about. But I do feel like 20 is kind of high. But at the end of the day, I realize it's kind of subjective, and that's what I wanted to talk about. And I do see a lot of people, when it comes to referring to body count, talking about like men and women. More specifically women. Now, hold that thought. I'm not gonna get too into it because it's Women's History. Hey, shout out to the women watching this video. It's Women's History Month. Go tell your mom, go tell your sister, go tell your girlfriend, go tell your friends. Hey, Women's History Month. Hey, and if you're watching this video, go in the comments, name 5 women. Name 5 women right now. Or you're a misogynist, I don't know. But anyways, men versus women. A lot of people like to focus on women's body count, and not men's body count. And I'm not here to be some like advocate, like this isn't right. The patriarchy, and I'm not also here to be like, no, the other side of the spectrum, I don't know. But I'm just here to be like, personally, I actually don't have a double standard. I don't think it's cool for some guy to be like, yeah, I got 100 bodies, 100 of them. Yep, real people. Like, bro, I don't care, I think that's I just don't care. I don't even think it's really lame. I just don't care. I think it's lame if you talk about it. That's pretty lame. But I just don't care. Whether you're a man or a woman, I don't really care. How many bodies you have. But that's pretty interesting. Why that keeps happening, why people try to compare men and women. And I also see it a lot when it's talking about like women's like worth or whatever. And like, bro, how old are we, bro? This is archaic ideologies, bro. So, at least in my opinion. But I'm not gonna get into that specifically because I'm more focused on just the general topic of body count. And with this video, I'm also saying, do what you want. Who cares how many people you got freaky with? You got freaking hasty with it. Who cares? I don't. Unless you're my partner. See, that's the thing. That's the important thing about this video is I'm trying to say, I wouldn't call you like a bad word or whatever. I wouldn't say you're a weirdo or anything for just having 20 bodies. Now, if you have 20 and then we're trying to date, then there's a bit of a conflict, right? So then it's a mystery. Why do people go on to videos or go on the internet and talk about body count when you're not gonna date the person? It doesn't even affect you, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Were you one of the bodies? Are you upset? We want your money back? Like, I don't understand why somebody would get upset about somebody's body count online when they're not your partner. And speaking on that, I also think it's funny how there'd be like people who are hypocrites. It's almost like you're leveling up in a video game, like I've been playing Elden Ring a lot, right? I used to think that level 30 was high. Then I was like, okay, that's weird. There's kind of more levels. Then I reached level 70. I'm like, okay, I'm probably close to the top. Then I reach 150 and I'm like, okay, that's weird, But with that, I'm saying like some people will have, first you start off no bodies. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, 10 is crazy. Then once you get to level 20, you're like, 100, you're weird, you're freaked out. Even though I have 20, you're freaked out. Then they get to 500 and they're like, imagine having 50 million though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have 200 bodies and be like, 500, that's crazy. Because, bro, you already, there's a threshold, bro. Once you, no pun intended, once you crack 100 bodies, bro, once you crack that 100 milestone, there's no going back, bro. There's no going back. You can't speak on somebody but 500 because you had 100. But 100, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. And then also, I think this kind of ties this kind of ties into like just like general dating culture, bro. Like, why do we care about getting freaky, bro? You know, like, we could just talk and have an excellent time and an excellent date, rather than getting freaky. I feel like that's not the whole point. Oops, I should knock my camera over. So yeah, I think that's kind of just an interesting discussion to talk about. If you're somebody with a high body count, no, don't hit my line, please don't hit my line. If you're somebody with a high body count, you know, let me know in the comments down below what happened. You know, maybe I'm just too young to understand. Maybe when I reach college next year, maybe I'll just be like, yeah, this is a life. Maybe I'll finish college with like 500 bodies, and I'll make a new video talking about how awesome body count is and how my partner needs to have 30 million bodies. But for now, let me know why you have so many bodies. Are you just a freak? Was it an accident? Just 100, you know, gal them was an accident, or 100 guys was an accident? You know, let me know. Other than that, appreciate you for watching, and stay swaggy and whatnot.